right, so next we have Cowboy Joe coming up to the plate. Where's Cowboy Joe?
Right here.
There he is. Welcome, Cowboy Joe. We are so excited to have you on. Are you ready to get started?
I stay ready so I don't have to get ready.
Well, all right, then the floor is yours. Take it away.
Okay. As you've already said, I am Cowboy Joe. I was raised on a ranch in Livingston, Alabama, and grew up working at a young age. Uh, Father was killed when I was 6 years old, and my granddaddy took over in his place. That's where most of my quotes come from in my book, Cowboy Wit and Wisdom. And he was like the country version of Bob Proctor and several other mentors I learned about later in life. Um, Learned the value of hard work, learned the value of not quitting and grit. But the one thing that I didn't learn was how much the mental side of things play. Um, your mind is what limits everything that you do in life. And more importantly, it's your mind and heart combined. Until you get them congruent with each other, you have a battle in life. So my mission in life now is to help people understand that it is mental and help them become financially independent to where they can do what they want to do because they love doing it, not because they're trapped to a system that they don't even realize is in place to keep them trapped. Uh, I've done a lot of things in life. Right now, I currently am still an active real estate developer, private equity investor, and investor in additional startups and alternative assets. And then I educate people on what wealth actually is, how your mind works around wealth, and then actual strategies to be able to reach the financial independence that I talk about. And again, that's so that they can live a life that they're inspired to live and then they can impact others. Because that's truly how we make an impact in this world and we change the world the way we want it to be, is by helping other people up, not keep putting them down. And I've written two books so far. One is Dirt to Wealth, and that is step by step how to get into land development and actually carry something from raw land to a finished product and discuss all the various exit points that you can have during a development project. The book that I am most inspired about, though, is Cowboy Wit and Wisdom. And it's funny how that book came about. I have quotes that when I'm speaking at events and things like that, well, what do you mean by that? Because it's not normal language. It's English language, but it's not what people are used to. So I wrote the book, and each quote, it is funny. That's why it's called Wit and Wisdom, because it's funny, but there's a deep philosophical meaning behind it. Um, well, one I use is money is a lot like a cat. Now, think about that. I mean, how can money and cat be alike? Well, think about this. A cat, if you go and chase it, how hard is it to catch? And if you do catch it, how long are you able to hold on to it? Usually, if that cat doesn't want to be held, you've caught it, it's going to bite, cat, scratch, and claw and everything else until it gets loose. Well, money is the exact same way. If you're chasing money, it will run harder and harder and harder. Whereas if you go and do something in the corner and ignore the cat, do something that it thinks is interesting, all of a sudden the cat will come over and bug you until you pay attention to it. Money's the exact same way. As long as you are providing a service to the universe, then money has to show up as long as your mind and your heart accept it and are willing to take it into your life. And that's a whole nother subject. Another quote is, you can't tell how good a man or a watermelon is until they're thumped. And that's talking about life is going to thump you. It's what you do after you get thumped that determines what your character is and where you can go in life. And then another one is, love is great, but never drop your rifle to hug a grizzly bear. Well, that falls under, all there is in the universe is love. And I love everybody. That doesn't mean that I'm going to let everybody into my life. I'm not going to let them run over me, but I love them. But I love them with boundaries. And that's where the quote come from. Another one that just as a reminder is, don't sell your horse to buy a saddle. And that one has a really deep meaning when it comes to investors and what's valuable versus not valuable. You can always ride a horse without a saddle, but it's kind of hard to put a saddle to use if you don't have a horse. Same thing with investments. You don't sell something that's an asset to buy a liability. You don't go and put all money into liabilities without having any investments. So that was the whole purpose of the book, was to try to be fun, but get a deeper meaning across to people where they can relate to it and make a change in their life. They're both on Amazon. This is Cowboy Wit and Wisdom. This is the big one. There's a pocket-sized version for people that do a lot of traveling that is a lot smaller. You can always use it to hit somebody over the head if you get the big one, if they're trying to hog your seat. And then the other one is Dirt to Wealth. And again, that is all about land development. Now, on the Dirt to Wealth, I focus a lot on relationships because that is a secret of life. Where you go in life is determined by your relationships. It's how you treat everybody, from the janitor to the secretary to the board of commissioners or the mayor or the president of the United States. Everybody is an individual that should be treated with respect. And the more you treat people with respect and try to help them accomplish what their goal is, the easier it is for you to get what you want accomplished. Any
Very
questions so
nice.
far?
Well, no, I don't. No, that's not true. I do have questions. We just don't have time. But these are practical quotes. I love these. Um, the thump one got me until you've been thumped. And I think we've been thumped and kicked a few times, but all of us don't come out the way we should. That character development just doesn't happen the way it's supposed to. I will ask you one quick question. What made you decide to write the books?
The first one, Dirt to Wealth, I wrote it because there's a lot of really good developers in the country, but they are not interested in teaching. And nobody was putting the information out there. And most of us are getting up in age, and the younger generation didn't have any guidance. Yeah, you can fix and flip. You can get every real estate book and course known to man, but nothing on development. So I was like, well, I'm going to write this book and I'm going to educate the next generation so that they can start and be able to know how to develop after we're gone, because none of us are promised tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that the next generation is able to continue where we left off.
Very nice. Cowboy Joe, we thank you so much for being with us, and we appreciate you leaving a legacy for those who want to grow and know more about developing. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You have an excellent evening as well.
Thank you. Next